When you make a purchase online today, your payment first stops by a bank or credit card company. Interest, commission and transaction fees are deducted and sent to the seller after they are approved by the bank. The ledger of your payments is only held by your bank, and under any circumstances you have to trust your bank 100% because of the dozens of pages of contracts you have already signed. When you object to a wrongdoing, you only get the solution weeks or even months later. Worse, when something happens to your money on the way, you can't access your money and you're in danger of losing your money, even though it's not your fault. In 2008, an anonymous programmer using the name Satoshi Nakamoto came up with the idea of a secure, fast and low-commission digital currency that can be sent directly from person to person without the need for banks or any intermediary. This idea solved all the problems of current internet payments and would soon be accepted and change a lot. Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. It was invented to facilitate the transfer of money on the internet and solve its current problems. Bitcoins are sent directly from person to person. It does not require an intermediary bank or company for this transaction. This means commission and transaction costs are much less. It's also as easy to buy and send Bitcoin as it is to send an email. The Bitcoin system is secure, cannot be deceived, hacked, and shut down. Your Bitcoin account cannot be filled by banks or governments because it doesn't have a center. It is not even known who Satoshi Nakamoto, who invented Bitcoin, really is. Bitcoin is valid in all countries around the world. There is no money, withdrawal and shipping limit, and you can buy anything you want with Bitcoin. There are digital currency exchanges in many countries around the world. You can buy Bitcoin through these exchanges and transfer it to your own digital wallets that you control. If Bitcoin is just a digital currency, how come it can't be copied? Why can't very good programmers or hackers decode Bitcoin, make thousands of copies and become millionaires? First of all, pictures, videos or other files on your computer are just data. When you copy this data, you get exactly the same file as the one you copied. Bitcoin is not just data. Bitcoin's system is actually a giant ledger. Bitcoin itself, which is used as an electronic currency, is an entry in this ledger. Although it is a transparent ledger, your identity is confidential. Information such as which wallet, which user it has accessed, what is the IP address, is not retained. Your privacy cannot be violated. The system consisting of this single ledger is divided into blocks. The Bitcoin network produces new blocks on average every 10 minutes. Every time a block is produced, all transactions made within the last 10 minutes are written to that block and stored within that block. Each block contains 12.5 bitcoins, which have just been generated as a block reward, as well as transactions within that block, and a very difficult math puzzle. You can think of blocks as a virtual treasure chest locked with a difficult math riddle. The only way to solve this riddle is through trial and error. If the first person to solve this riddle, this treasure also owns the bitcoins in the chest. These people who try to find this hidden number by estimating trillions per second and try to solve the puzzle are called Bitcoin miners. Another task of miners is to check the accuracy of transactions inside the blocks. Millions of miners simultaneously approve transactions within the same block and try to solve the riddle in it. One person solves the riddle and gets the reward. But millions of miners will approve the transactions. Transactions approved by those who try to cheat are ignored. After the miners solve the riddle, they check the transactions inside the block and immediately move to the next block if there are no errors. Before moving on, they combine the resolution of the riddle of the previous block with a date and a random number, sign it with the signature algorithm SHA-256, and add it to the next block. That'll be the riddle in the next block. In the next block, miners will try to decipher this message hidden by trial and error with SHA-256. SHA-256 is a cryptographic signature. Is one way and converts any message to 256-bit type. The algorithm itself is impossible to break with current technology. Actually, it wouldn't be right to say it's impossible. Breaking is only possible by trial and error. But it will take thousands of years to break a message of just one letter. It is so secure that every website in the world uses this algorithm for security. If you click on the lock mark next to the address of any site that uses HTTPS in your browser and look at the security certificate, you will see that it uses this algorithm. If you're so safe, how can you say that the SHA-256 algorithm can solve the riddle? Simply put, the Bitcoin network makes this riddle much simpler to solve. It calculates the current processing power of miners within the Bitcoin network and minimizes this riddle to a simplicity that can be solved in an average of 10 minutes. Automatically, if there are too many miners and processing power in the network, the riddle becomes difficult. If there are few miners, it gets simpler. It automatically brings the riddle to a simplicity that can be solved in an average of 10 minutes. This automatically adjusted difficulty setting is called mining difficulty, that is, the degree of difficulty. All processor power on the network is called hash rate. The blogger's blog rewards are also newly produced bitcoins. There is no other way to generate new Bitcoin. So without the miners, the Bitcoin system can't exist. Miners approve and make transactions of the Bitcoin network more secure through their processing power. The more miners on the network, the safer the network. Because Bitcoin transfers are controlled by more miners. This system, which operates on the principle of safety and stability, is called proof of work, i.e. POW.